I'm really not so willing to take the blame for all of this, you know. Yeah. I think our end looks really strong and tight.
Yeah.
Both the connection and the software of the machine, you know?
Yeah. Okay. My phone is infested with a cryptocurrency miner. It's not even connected to the Wi-Fi, so that wouldn't affect anything, even if I were. But I don't suspect that's the case. And we're connected.
We're not Wi-Fi. We're wired into these units.
Yeah.
To the router.
So which color block are you on now? How many have you finished?
No, this is the second one. I've done nothing. We've been so busy. I've done this is the base tone for the wood.
Okay. Have you had a chance to look at Suga-san's rickshaw carts?
No, was it finished? That's what I thought. I expected to take it out of the fridge today, and I didn't. It wasn't there, so she
said she finished it.
Okay, well today, well not today, but obviously tomorrow.
Cool.
I've quite confident she can do it. That's the one of the easier ones of the heroes.
Yeah.
So she's done more difficult ones already. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really fun. She's now moved on to test printing on the one called Meteoric Power, the new blocks from Chonsa. And that's going to be a ton of fun. You know?
Yeah. Is that quite a few more layers, or is it pretty similar in complexity?
It's not so bad. It's about 16, I guess 7 or 8 pieces of wood both sides. And it's not so bad. It's not so many gradations. I know, very, very tight registration, which is not her strongest point. And we got one place where it's supposed to be white hair. And this is always trouble, because we want, the bare paper to represent white.
Right.
And Jed's overlaid it with a bit of grey tone and his background colour getting it first. So you get a white hairs like this coming out onto a dark background. Remember, we don't print white. White is left over. So we've got to cut the hair out of the background. But that background gets base tone and gets gradation rubbed on top of it. And that's got us, this is not trivial at all.
Yeah.
And the first set of blocks, when the blocks came from Chonsan a couple weeks ago, it just didn't work at all.
What do they call it? Tamari? Was it? It was filling
not
in
just
with the
that,
colors?
but they were overlapping things that just didn't make sense. It was a grey block on top. We couldn't see any white at all.
Oh,
so the three of us, Suga-san and Chonsan and me, sat there and tried to figure out what to do.
Mm.
So we sent him back to the carving bench to recut a couple of those. Well, whatever, Jed's here, so I'm not going to sit and rail at Jed because he put white hair on a black background. It's his job to design, and it's our job to make it.
Yeah.
But that's a very tough one to create. You know? I guess I can. It's okay to talk about this now on the stream. The software update yesterday has totally killed our software. There's no way I can roll it back.
I'm so sorry.
Whatever, it's okay. I'm not trying to embarrass you here. Cameron and I, you can tell the story. Cameron and I allowed an update to click. The OS asks us, can we update, can we update? We usually say, no, get out of my hair, get out of my hair.
But
it looked like a minor update from 10.3.
10.13.3 to 10.13.4, something like that.
Yes. So. And it has totally changed the way fonts work inside, and it's destroyed our 15-year-old software, which we've been using,
every day.
It runs all right. And the kicker is, I tried to run back with Time Machine.
Yeah.
And the Time Machine, the backup we're using onto the Drobo.
Right.
So it allows us to restore one file or two files if we break a file, no problem. It doesn't allow restoring the system. I went to the Apple website yesterday, download instructions. Yeah, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. I followed it, click, 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 click.
Unless you're using a Drobo.
Unless we're using a Drobo. It's the same thing that Final Cut Pro. It wants an SMB system. It doesn't want an open network system. So it won't allow us to back up to yesterday's version of the OS because we backed it up onto a Drobo. So that was a real mistake on my part. When I bought that goddamn lemon, I thought it was a great thing. And it's just been nothing but a problem. It won't connect properly. It doesn't allow us to put movie bases on it, movie files on it.
Right.
And it won't allow to restore a system from it. The Drobo at 5N, it's the biggest lemon, the biggest waste of money I have ever done in my whole life. I didn't think I needed to research that. It's a
It's like well respected. And
yeah, whatever.
People
It's
love these devices.
a drive, you know, a RAID drive. What do you got? You know.
Yeah.
So now, because of that, we can't roll back the OS. So your computer, your brand new computer up there, I'm sorry, there's only one solution. That's going to come down here to the shop, and you are now going to graduate to the 1986 version of an iMac. I tested it last night. I brought the software downstairs, put it in a thumb drive, brought it down here, updated it here. It works fine. So that's your first job today once we get going, is to shut both computers down.
Switch them
over, and you're rolling back in time
right.
12 years to an older computer, but it runs our software, and no more updates.
Yep.
Never, ever
do
click an update button. Turn them all off.
Cameron goes back to pencil and paper.
Yeah, we're not that far off it, you know. So, and we're laughing here, but what's going to happen is because it's a 10.7 system. The software, the browsers can't update anymore. Every time you go to Google, it'll say, sorry, please update your browser. And you can't, because the browser is at the max level for the 10.7.
Right.
So lots of modern JavaScript doesn't work. So you're not going to be able, you can't log into Square.
My gosh.
I don't know about Google, whatever Google Drive is on, forget it. So you took orders online for 5 of her print, right? After we talked about it on Facebook.
And then she sold out down here too.
4 sold at the shop. And that's nothing to do with Facebook.
Yeah.
So she's just walking on air. 9 prints. This little girl who's made her own little, I'm not insulting her, I mean this young woman, this young girl.
Yeah.
With her own individual design, carving and printing by herself. Yeah. Yesterday, sold 9 of them.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool. It's not just selling it. We got an email the other day, which I passed on to her. Somebody who had picked one up a couple of weeks ago, put it in a frame, hung it on the wall with other prints, took a picture of his living room, sent it to her. And there it is, this living room with a computer and stuff on the walls and stuff. And her print is there, beautifully framed.
Nice.
And she's just, warm and fuzzy. And
oh, I'm sure she's so loving it.
Well, it's her skill that's done it, but combined with our little bit of, able to put it out into the market. And she is so happy about this.
Wow. Stream dropped briefly, and then someone said someone in Apple didn't like the topic. When we were talking about
whatever, I'm not sure. I can't really blame Apple. I don't know. I mean, OSs have to evolve, updates have to happen, and at some point they can't support all the features that were supported back in 1986. I get that.
Yeah.
And especially with major things like how fonts are handled and how fonts are drawn and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm screaming at the universe here more than I'm screaming at Apple. And the legacy software is what it is. And we know the risk by running legacy software. And we've known that we're going to have to update this.
Yeah.
I thought we had some spare time, but here we are.
Yeah.
We're at the end of the line for it. So I'm not, ranting and raving here. I get it,
Yeah.
But it's frustrating, especially happening right now in the middle of April,
Yeah. Someone a while ago asked, how often do you sharpen the tools? And another person answered, you usually sharpen most days before the stream. Is
Not
that accurate?
most days, many days. I didn't this morning. I'm still running on yesterday. But the thing is, it was just a few minutes. Like I only used this for a few minutes yesterday, so it's still running. But it's okay right now. It's still pretty good. Remember, this also is a very simple, rough job. If I was doing delicate ukiyo-e hairs, I couldn't run as long as I've run with this on this. Because of the roughness of this work, I've sharpened the angle a bit more this way than I would this way, so it's much less likely to break. It's still fine. It's got, you see the bevel on the back. It's getting a bit polished down at the tip there, which shows that it's getting dull.
We're dropping frames for now.
What can we do about that getting wired? What should we do about that? The router is at the front door in the party room.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? We haven't actually thought about the mechanics of this. We have to find, is it category 5 cable? What's the kind of cable you need? But your first job is to get the computer running here this morning.
Yeah.
We have
chase down some cables.
Enough is enough, yeah. So I've got to go to Cabra. My microphone cable is broken, so I'm plugged in here to the camera. So we need a Cabra trip, so let's figure out what we need. And also we have to make a decision on the optical fiber for downstairs. Masan's cables are there.
Oh.
And if we just call NTT and we can register another account, we've got another. Right. But do we need that? Do we need two?
Or can we just run a cable outside again? Or not outside, but down the stairs or something?
That's something we should be able to go outside. We can go for the balcony.
Yeah.
So we have to make those decisions. We've been postponing and postponing and postponing. But the Wi-Fi now here is so frustrating.
Yeah.
We've got the world's best connection at that router.
Yeah. But it's not propagating.
Yeah.
Well.
Am I online and stuff? I can't.
Yeah. It's looking good.
Yesterday was chaotic. That in the middle of the afternoon when that interview was on, and just insane. All those people in the shop, and the party room was jammed. And
I came down to ask you a question about the software going crazy, and then I saw it's like now is not the time. But how many interviewers were in here?
They brought 5 freaking people.
Five people?
They brought the guy himself who's going to talk to me.
Okay.
There's a photographer. That's the 2. Then they brought the editor of the magazine. They brought the shacho of the company, the house building company who has this magazine. It's one of their PR. It's an in-house PR magazine that goes to their potential customers. And the shacho came. This is cool. This is a measure of respect.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. Wonderful. Why?
But why?
Well, whatever. You've got nothing else to do, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
This Macy's, I've got my jaw dropped, and okay, whatever. You're a real nice guy. We chatted, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then there was a handler, a young girl who was, a new face. She looked like April, a new star.
Okay.
She's going to hang around and watch what's going on.
Okay.
Well, 5 people in the shop, plus us.
Just to ask you a few questions.
3 staff members, and then there was a 4-person print party coming on, and then a crowd of those 2
women
women with their 4 kids came in to buy some prints, just as you came down the stairs.
Yeah.
So. Absolutely insane. Just freaking insane. It was so much fun yesterday. And the interview, because I was sort of buzzed and trying to catch all the stuff and juggling all these balls, the interview became not so much of a, yes, I see. No, I didn't think it happened like that, blah, blah, blah. It just became I was just buzzed. Like,
it was conversation. Like,
no, it just went over the top. So we just told stories and credited this and this and that. And the photographer was running around. He's just trying to take pictures while I'm talking to the guy, which is fine. That's the way I want it.
Yeah.
I do not want to sit there and pose and pose and pose. So I can't have my face all go stupid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he took thousands of pictures, whatever, while I was chatting with the interviewer. Guerrilla photography, just shooting here and there. Yeah. So we wrapped this all up in front and said, look, these guys, you've taken an hour and a half. I'm sorry. You can see what's going on today. I have got to get back to my work.
Yeah.
Amson's waiting. We've got to tie up the Baron. We got to get to Kiba to buy the wood. It's just, it was just insane. So then the photographer says, no, I need a headshot for the front page of the magazine or whatever. Like, and I'm, now you tell me. We got to get going, get out of here, So,
yeah.
And then he said, okay, look, we're going to sit here. Let's clear this stuff out. And he was trying to rearrange this stuff as a photo studio. And I've already told him, we're finished. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So I didn't get angry, but I said, no, I'm sorry. Look, that's it. We cannot do that. And he's saying, but it's the front page. And I'm saying, I don't have any more time. I've got to get out there.
I've already given you 3 times as much as you asked for.
Exactly. And they did that. That was it. I ran out the scaffold. And they packed up the stuff. I climbed up the scaffold. And Amazon. We had to finish putting those rivets in.
Yeah.
And then get started on the tie. So at the end of that interview, was not so happy because the photographer was really not happy, and they didn't get some headshot they wanted. Yeah. But crap, he had hundreds and hundreds of shots of me carving, me talking, me out in the shop gesticulating, me looking at prints and whatever. Yeah. If he can't find something out of that batch, then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't Time magazine, whatever. It's, the other thing, the wood.
How was it?
We went to Kiba yesterday. I don't know what people know about or what's going on here. I know. Roll back, we've been searching for wood and this and that and this and that. And one of the places in Kiba, the lumber markets are at the Kiba, we bought a piece of wood there I don't know, half a year ago. I think
it was November.
And he had phoned us and said, I got some stuff in, come down and see it. And he had also phoned Matsumura-san. Because whatever that's his job. So, and when we got there were 3, 4, 5, or 6 pieces. I think we talked about this at that time. Matsumura's name was scribbled in chalk on 2 of them.
Oh, you mean this is the 6 months ago, not
yes, this is 6 months ago. 6 months ago. So Matsumura-san had been there like X minutes before and taken the good ones. That's just whatever. That's the way the world is. So today, this is the same guy, the same place. He phoned Aoyama-san, and this was last week. And he sent Aoyama-san a photograph, and it's a tree from Iwate Prefecture, which is up north in Japan. And it had been sliced into 4 pieces. So it wasn't a full 6 meter long trunk. It was a 6 meter long trunk chopped into 1, 2, 3, 4.
Got it.
4 chunks. So these are logs. Is log the right word? It's a tree trunk, which was about, I'm gesturing here.
No one can see it. No.
60 wide or something. Okay, I don't know, 60 centimeters wide. You can gesture.
2 feet for you Americans.
It wasn't quite 2. No, it wasn't 2 feet, but it was. So he's got these. So we roll up there, and we're looking for evidence that has Matsumura-san been in here or not. And there was no. It didn't seem so, and there was no. And he had told us there were 4, and there were 4 still sitting there. So if Matsumura-san had been there, he must have passed on the deal. Anyway, so there we are. We now have to decide what to do. It's a tree lying on the ground in the lumber market here in Kiba. It's mountain cherry, so the guy says. And what's inside it, nobody on this planet knows. You look at it from outside, you can look at, there's a bump, there's a branch that was inside. You look at the end, there's a part that might be a split that might go deep inside, might not go deep inside, who knows. And you buy it, you buy it. Or you leave it. He doesn't know what's inside. And he tells you, look, I don't know. We can gesture and look at this and guess all you like, but I have no idea what's in there.
Yeah.
So he put the price on the table. And I looked at Aoyama-san. I looked at me and said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We can't even pick this thing up. What are we going to do? So we chat with the guy. We're in the lumber market. Just a minute. It's not so bad. We're not going bankrupt. Don't with this. Because this was an unknown thing, an unknown quantity. So we're thinking, okay, what are we going to do? Even if we buy it, what do we do next? And he's got buddies there. The guy in the next row of shops over has a bandsaw, so we call that guy over. He says, yeah, I can do that, but where do you want to cut? So I sit there at the end of this piece of wood. I can see the grain at the end of the thing here. And we get a piece of chalk, and I think, let's see, if we cut it here and cut it here, those 2 pieces we can dry separately. Then that'll give us enough width for Ukiyo-e Hiro's prints. If we cut it there, the middle part's no good. So I sketch on the end of this thing with a piece of chalk. Like I know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
I'm okay. And the guy says, oh, sure, okay. When we look at the other end, and the grain doesn't quite match, and maybe in the middle there's a twist, and I'm saying, okay, but once we take off this slab 1, then we'll be able to see that. We'll make a decision, and we'll slice this. So I'm thinking out loud here to talk to these guys. I think we can do this. So the negotiation, how much? How much for the log, and how much to the guy next door for slicing it up, slice it open. And we did it. I said, okay, let's do this thing. And we didn't have any money with us or anything, but he knows because we bought from him last year.
Yeah, he knows you'll pay.
No problem. So the guy runs back to get his forklift from the chopping place. He comes up with the forklift. And Aoyama-san, we weren't ready to buy wood yet. We had just been thinking we'll go down and have a look at this log. And here we all of a sudden, the forklift goes under, my chalk marks are there, we're going towards the bandsaw, and I realize I am now in this thing, whether I like it or not. I'm in this thing. So we get down, the kid at the bandsaw, he doesn't know what's going on.
So he went for it, the madman.
Whatever, we desperately need wood. We need wood. We can't screw around,
Yeah.
So we get this thing up on the chain ready to haul in. The kid starts ready because they slice. First thing they do is they normally slice these in half and then quarter saw it. And he starts getting ready. And I'm like, no, look at this chalk line. He says, that doesn't make any sense. I'm saying, we tried to explain to this kid, trust me, this is what we want, this is what you want. Yeah. He said, but inside it might twist. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Cut 1, then we'll go for it.
Yeah.
Aoyama-san's taking pictures. So we have pictures from this.
Oh, good.
I don't have them right now because they're in Aoyama-san's iPhone. We get a bunch of pictures of this yesterday. So we take the first pass, bang, we slice it open, and it looks good inside. We can see it doesn't show like it's twisting. There's been knots. It's not all perfect, but it doesn't look so bad.
Because it's a tree. Trees grow limbs.
So long story short, we get through it. We make cut number 2, and then cut number 2 shows us, whoops, okay, there we are. Now we can see what's happening inside this wood. So let's make plan B, plan C, and we cut it again, and cut it again, and cut it again. It's all sliced up now. Now what it is it's not sliced thinly to this level. You can't take a raw, wet tree trunk and slice it 6 millimeters thin.
When it dries,
it just turns into tissue. It just crinkles up into tissue paper. So what we've done is we've sliced it into slabs.
Okay.
that we are going to dry up here on the roof.
Nice.
And that was a big decision to make, because if you cut the slabs, say, about 3 centimeters thick, and cover them with wood glue so they don't dry too quickly, and put newspaper on, blah, 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 maybe a 3 centimeter slab of this stuff would dry in about 2 years to 3 years. Dry to the point where we could then slice it for this stuff.
And carve, yeah.
But if it's only 3 centimeters thick, you can't grip it to pass it through the bandsaw to slice it up. You got to do it by hand, which means wiggly, 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 and you lose a whole bunch of wood.
Right.
But if it's, say, 10 centimeters thick, you got 2 centimeters you can grip with the clamps and slice off 8 centimeters cleanly and clearly and cleanly and clearly. But if it's 10 centimeters thick, it's going to dry in about 4 to 5 years. It depends on the weather and, you know, whatever else is going on. We don't know.
Yeah.
So the thinner we slice it, the faster it dries, the sooner we can use it.
But the more wasted wood.
The more wasted wood. But the fatter you slice it, the longer it takes. And they're looking at me. They call. Give me a call. You know, 3 centimeters, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, whatever. So I know I'm 66, and if it's going to dry in 5 years, that puts me at 71, and we need a little bit of wood before then. So everybody's just looking at me. What do you want, guy?
Yeah.
Call it. What do you want? You know. So what we did was we compromised. There was a way to do this, because some of the wood wasn't that thick. So some of it actually we sliced a couple of pieces off about 3 centimeters thick, and they will dry in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we've held in reserve a couple of big pieces that I've left about 12 centimeters thick, which won't dry. But which could be sliced again in half if we need to.
Got it.
So we're going to hold this stuff over here, put it upstairs, and one of the slabs will dry earlier than the others, at which point we process it, have a look at what's inside this wood. You know, we're going to code number. We're going to put code numbers on the whole thing so we know what's going on.
Yeah. And then if it's good, then you could speed up the other ones.
Yeah, and
or
if
let
it's no
them
good, we
take
sell the rest of it for furniture making or
Right.
something or whatever, you know, making knife handles or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
so it's not all one decision.
Right.
We've got one piece of it that we will be able to have a look at. And I say 2/3/4 years. It all depends on weather and how we stack it. And this thing was wet. It's interesting. I haven't had
freshly cut.
like the tree was cut. The deal with cherry trees is this, or maybe it's all hardwoods. You cut them down just before the sap starts running in the spring, because it's the driest. You know, the wood is physically doesn't have that much physical water inside it. If you cut it down like today, this is now in the middle of April. The blossoms have already blossomed. That thing is full of water going up to the top to do it. So literally, the amount of water inside the tree is much more right now. So they harvest these things, cut, kill, whatever word you want to use. You cut the tree down at the end of winter when it's at the lowest moisture level.
Right.
And it's plus minus, because that's also its most susceptible to cracking. It's the weakest. But we put this thing through the bandsaw yesterday. We touch it, and my God, it's wet to the touch. It's wet to the touch.
Wow.
No joke. You know? It's a wet piece of wood. So that was our experience yesterday. We got a bunch of photographs. The wood at the moment is still sitting there because we couldn't, bring it back on the train.
Can't carry it back on the train.
Is Kawai's not in today? No, it's me and
He's
today?
coming in Friday.
Who's the staff today? Me and Teiko and I think it's me and Teiko and Rei-chan.
Okay.
So when Kawai-san's here on Friday, if the shop's not too busy, I'll hold her on the shop and we'll rent a truck, send Kawai-san over there to pick it up.
Nice.
And then we'll put it up on the roof here. We've got to protect it from the sunshine. Build a little tent or something that protects it from getting too hot and too dry in the sunshine.
You don't want to have totally dried out on one side.
No, of course. And then we have to stack and restack and stack and restack. So I'm sorry, a bit of a frantic story, but yesterday's was an interesting trip to Kiba. And the investment wasn't too bad. We only bought one of the 4 pieces. We didn't buy the whole tree.
Okay, so you did just get one.
We bought just one of the pieces. Okay. So we didn't need to spend 7 figures, so don't panic. We have enough money for your salary next month. So
all right.
Maybe.
Okay. Oh, Ken Hallett says, I have a line on some cherry for you guys. I'll contact Cameron if it pans out and I have it in hand. So.
Are you talking about American cherry or what?
I'm not sure. More details. Oh, he says secret project with quotation marks around it. So
remember, not to be sticky about this, we'd love to hear about it, but not to be sticky. But even in Japan, cherry is not what we need. We need mountain cherry, and there really is quite a difference once it gets to the printing bench.
Yeah.
So it's not just quote unquote cherry. Again, not to squash any potential plans, and we're listening all the time, but we do need Yamazakura mountain cherry here. So.
Cool. Zeki Gel says, could you adjust the climate so the wood dries quicker, or would that compromise the wood?
Talk to Donald Trump. He's working on that one.
Oh, no. Dave has access to cherry still, just not good cherry. Is that sound
So
about right?
exactly. You know, again, without telling the whole story all over again, when there were more print makers in business, traditional.
Keeps cutting out briefly and going in and out.
I think I may be at the end of my blade here. It's getting right to the end here. What's the time?
9:15. Back and down and back and down.
The stream?
Yeah. This one, yes. I wonder if Yabrowski is going to upload all 15 parts of this one or just say, yeah, maybe I'll skip one.
Is that what it is? Is that
I
bad?
hope it's not really that bad, but I don't know.
What we could do, Soka, yeah. I mean, we haven't been recording it at this end, shall I think our blade, we're pretty much at the end of this blade, you know.
End of life.
So, end of life. It's a question. I've been pulling it out. This you can see on the back of the blade here. This is the usable part, and this is just the handle, the part that wasn't prepared. You know.
Prepared for cutting.
So we're about at the end of it. I can maybe sharpen it one more time. I don't know. It's really weak at this part here. I don't know if I have another one here. It might be an Ome. Ooh, that's an interesting question. I've been forgetting because I've been doing so little carving recently. I haven't really thought about it. So.
End of the Blade sounds like a great movie.
End of the Blade. The last cut.
The last cut.
Whatever I can get around the end of this today, I think that's it. So. No, I think we're done. That is the last cut right there. I think we're done. We need a new one. But there we are. We've cut round this thing. So anyway, the next job is Mr. Persuader anyway. So
put the used blade up for sale. A Dave Bull used carving blade would surely be desirable to your fans. Put it in the shrine.
Where am I here? Get the camera set.
Yep, and that'll be great. Now you're centered.
Good. Right, give the headphone warning to people.
Okay.
If you're on headphones,
take them off or turn it down. I don't think Dave would encourage his stuff to be enshrined. I think you're right, Westwind 77.
Again, measured twice, cut once. I think we're okay. Looks good. Been around the outside of this thing here. Okay, gonna make some noise, people.
Okay.
What do I got left? Like 5 or 10 minutes left, or what's
10, yeah.
So I'm not sure about who's in the shop today. So am I on party duty at 10 o'clock? Can you zip over to the...
Sure. Go check. X259P18. Should I be worried for my ears? Yes.
Yeah, it's going to get loud. So, here. If you've never seen this before, it is going to get loud. So.
Manager page usually in Safari, is that right?
Yeah, but Safari should be off. So just
it's open at the moment.
Oh, I didn't quit it. It's front left. It's on the leftmost tab.
Oh, okay.
Of one of the two windows. No,
okay, got it.
Leftmost tab there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to close Safari. That may be the problem today. Safari web content. Soka. That could be the problem. Scroll down. Right there, Tencho page, and I manage it. Then it'll be 2 weeks. You have to jump back in time.
Today is the 12th. We have Koizumi-san. It's coming in.
And
you and Teiko-san.
Yeah, not Deicha. 3 of us.
Not today. Tomorrow.
Okay.
Should be in with Koizumi-san and Teiko-san. Huh.
That's today or tomorrow you're talking about?
Oh. Well, it says you, Koizumi, and Teiko.
For today?
For today. Okay. And then tomorrow, Asai, Koizumi.
Okay.
But Kawai-san, thought it said he was coming tomorrow, but it's marked for Saturday.
I think he's booked for the construction downstairs on Friday.
Oh, that's right. That's probably it.
Kill Safari in the background.
Okay.
Give your command cue. Kill it. See if it makes any difference. That might have been a big mistake to leave that running.
Somebody had a question yesterday. I'm not sure if it was answered.
Whoa. Baby metal.
Baby metal.
Yeah.
Nice.
I bought
Funny.
US.
In the US. Wow. Cool. Thanks for the link to the ice ski and sharpening video. I think that was the one that showed how to do the curved blades. So take that. Lei-chan, the carver, might be coming. Or not carver, the printer might be coming today.
She's in Hong Kong still.
I think the 12th was the day she was planning to head back here. So
was I supposed to get work ready for her?
No, she hasn't said anything. So maybe not. But
there's just too much going on. I was supposed to do Kanai-san. I didn't get that ready, and so she's a little pissed off at me right now. So. Okay, we must be getting close to time, right, Kama-san?
Yep.
Time to wrap this up.
Couple more minutes.
I do have to get out there in the shop, you know.
Okay.
No idea if it's going to be another bizarre day like yesterday. That was one for the books yesterday.
Yeah.
Sign hanging, interview, trees, you name it. Everything happened.
And then busy shop.
Yeah. 9 of Shiba-san's prints, you know, just insane.
So someone says, how do you sharpen the big honking U gouge currently being used? We'll save that probably for another stream since we're down to just the last couple of minutes.
I've been sorry, but it's sort of the same thing. I just in 1 or 2 words, you've got your stone. No, it's a long story because I've got a special stone for that.
Okay. So save it for next stream or another time. Okay.
I do have a special stone for that one. So we have a stone with a U shape.
Oh, okay.
Formed into it.
Wow.
So which I don't have on my desk here right now. So.
So for the smaller curved blades, you just do it on the
Work
flat
on a
one
flat
and
stone.
move
For
it
this
back
one,
and
there's
forth.
a U stone,
Okay.
which we use this way.
Okay.
This stone.
And to me, how was my experience working outside and cleaning the big Baron sign? Is it pretty heavy? It was not that heavy, but it was fun, I guess. I don't know what else to say. We scrubbed it down with a big brush.
Oh, that part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fine. It's kind of like washing a car. No way. Oh. Okay.
All right, sun is off, so I gotta get to work.
We will get out of here. Thanks
Tomorrow should be a normal same time, same station. Just continuing right here.
Okay. We will see you next time. Thanks a lot for joining us.